What's going on here? Yesterday or a few days ago, gold and silver were shooting up to the moon and it's now crashing down. What exactly is going on? Why are gold and silver giving up the ghost today? Gold down 1.50% currently, silver down 1.62%. And I will tell you why. Basically, long story short, I am not worried about this. The reason why is because what we're starting to see today, or what we are seeing today, is some near term strength for the dollar. However, when you think about currencies like the dollar, pound, euro, whoever you're looking at, you always have to think about them relative to the currency or its competitors. There's always a ratio when it comes to currencies. Even when you think about gold and silver, there's a ratio. When you look at the price of silver, that price is how many ounces to the price that you're looking at. So it's 1 ounce for $24.29 currently. That's a ratio. So what about the dollar? Well, one of the main ratios that we tend to take a look at is the DXY, which is basically the dollar versus a basket. So a collection of other currencies, major currencies that we would compare it to. So on the screen right now, we're looking at a graph of the DXY. And as you can see here, there has been a long, or I shouldn't say long term, but a couple week trend where we've been seeing the DXY basically come down. However, today, and you can see it pretty much right here on the screen, we have a pretty significant larger green candlestick, and it is touching, not ascending over, but touching the trend line that I established at the peak of the previous bullish rally for the dollar. It hasn't gone above it yet. So here's the thing: we on screen we also have the MACD showing some light behavior in the histogram. So perhaps we might be seeing a sea change here and some less weakness within the dollar. And you also have the same thing being shown here in the RSI. And if we take a look at our beloved gold and silver, let's scroll down here, and we'll also take a look at Bitcoin as well. Here is silver. Silver's down today. However, we're not below the $24 level, which is good. And it looks like the next significant line, according to the Fibonacci, is about $24.11. So if we drop down there, and then even lower, getting down to about 23.88, those are two of the next levels that I'll be taking a look at. For gold, let's take a look at gold. Yada yada yada. Gold has dropped down, and I'm looking at 1789. Let's just call it an even 1790, and 1775. That's a pretty significant one. We constantly see gold traipsing around that mid 1770 area. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down pretty significantly, down about 14%. But as we know, that's actually kind of normal for Bitcoin. I wouldn't be too worried if you're a Bitcoin holder. You're pretty used to those significant moves. Now, as you can see here, pretty significant red candle coming down. But again, if you compare it to the Fibonacci's of gold and silver, it's almost kind of doing the same thing in magnitude almost. So it's getting into this trading range here. So for those of you who have Bitcoin, currently at 44,444, and it's making its way down. Now you may be asking, so what exactly is going on with the dollar? Why is it up so much? And honestly, again, when you look at these comparisons and these ratios, the dollar versus the pound, so not against a basket of major currencies, but just against the pound, is showing significant strength. So it's coming down towards the dollar. If it was going up, it would be going up towards the pound. That's a nice way to kind of look at these graphs. And the pound is basically coming down in favor of the dollar. You might also want to take a look at the euro. Euro's coming down against the dollar, but not as aggressively. So it might lead you to think, well, what exactly is going on here with the pound? Then you start to see this: recovery stunting tax rises send pound sterling lower against euro and dollar. So it looks like today or recently, the Brits have made an announcement stating that we or that they may be instituting some taxes. So let's see exactly what's going on here. The British pound was a laggard on Tuesday following the announcement of fresh tax hikes in the UK, a move the government said was required to pay for the health and social care systems. So again, there's no such thing as a free lunch. The tax rises were, however, said by economists to be severe enough as to hamper the UK's economic rebound, and with foreign exchange markets focused, that's a misspelling of focused, on relative economic performance, this could count as a mark against the pound. The government expects to raise an additional £12 billion annually from tax rises that include hiking national insurance contributions and a tax on dividends. Wow. Andrew Sentence, senior advisor of Cambridge Econometrics, says the government risks repeating the mistakes of 2010 when the government hampered the recovery by raising VAT from 17.5% to 20%. Here's a quote: their successors, Boris and Sunak, risk doing the same by hiking national insurance. Any tax, now here's the important sentence, by sentence, any tax rises should be delayed until 2024 and 2025 at the earliest, says Sentence. So Sentence says basically by the middle of this current decade, at the earliest, is when we should be looking at raising these taxes, or the UK should be looking at raising these taxes. So that's why you're seeing the pound showing some weakness in response to the potential laggard in growth for the United Kingdom in response to these in response to this announcement of fresh tax hikes in the UK. Now, you may ask yourself, is this a affirmation of strength in the dollar, or is this more so weakness within the pound, which is pushing up the dollar as that's the way the dollar is responding? I would say more the latter. I would say there's more weakness in the pound than there is strength in the dollar. Now, yeah, you can say price action here is showing that, we might see some potential up movements in the dollar. However, I'm not seeing it being led by anything happening here within the United States. Again, today, there's no significant U.S. data that's showing any positive surprises to the upside. Yesterday was Labor Day. Nothing really is happening significantly within the United States. This is more of a response to what's happening across the pond in the UK. So with that, I'm saying that I don't really see it as being a particular sea change to the momentum that we've been getting within gold and silver. Currently, again, right now, we're at about $24.25 in silver. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And also, if you watched that that skit that I made a couple of days ago, let me know in the comment section below. I actually have some ideas of what I'll do in the future for those kinds of skits. I'm kind of trying to vary up the content on this channel, and I think you guys had a pretty good response to that skit. So again, I'm a jokester, so that's something that I might try to continue to do in the future.